kick. Try to do something out of corner kicks and set pieces. But they are a fighting team. This is a team with terrific spirit. They're not going to just phone it in here. They're going to battle back, you can be assured of that. But also Milan will have learned from their mistakes, I think, both last week and 2 years ago.
United out first, undoubtedly with the words of Sir Alex Ferguson still ringing in their ears. They turned it around 8 nights ago at Old Trafford with 2 goals in the second half. And they will need the same sort of performance here against AC Milan. But how difficult it is for any side, no matter who they are, to come to the San Siro and score 2 against an Italian team who, despite all their attacking prowess, certainly still know how to defend, Seamus.
Yeah, they do. And as I said, they have the Champions League final from 2 years ago still lives on in memory. That collapse with the 3-goal lead as an inspiration to never let that happen again. And here's an opportunity to be sure it doesn't happen here with a 2-goal lead.
Yes, Manchester United begin trying to take a leaf out of Liverpool's book. 3-0 down in Istanbul. They found a way back. United have a goal less to come back from. But it is still a very tall order. Kaká immediately getting involved. United do not have a great record overall in Champions League semi-finals. Going back to the European Cup years as well. They've been in 8 of them and only won 2. And conversely for Milan, they've been in 11 semi-finals and only lost 2. Most recently last year to Barcelona.
Yep. Well, there's the foul by Vidic, at least trying to put a stop to anything Inzaghi might do. They've not had a great season away from home in the Champions League this year either. They lost 3 of 5 away in the Champions League. And as you mentioned, 9 out of 12. But they've only won 2 out of 12 away in Italy.
Now Pirlo from the set piece. Well, I think we put the early curse on him, didn't we, Andrea Pirlo?
Sure did. Somebody did, but he's again, I'm not sure that the distance isn't a bit too intimidating for that kind of an option.
Van der Sar's long goal kick. It was Gattuso underneath it. It will be fascinating as the second half begins to unfold to see how Milan approach it. You thought they were guilty of perhaps retreating into a defensive shell last week, Seamus, with the lead.
Yeah, I thought they'd done so well in the middle of the park, and then United picked up their effort in the middle of the park. And the result was that Milan retreated somewhat, gave them the space in which to play, and that further encouraged United. And they came alive and got the tying goal. The winning goal, frankly, they should never have conceded, Milan, because it was an awful mistake in the 91st minute.
This is Darren Fletcher. Alessandro Nesta had come across.
Yeah, but John O'Shea pushed up. Now, that's encouraging for United. He played up there behind Fletcher.
Marek Jankulovski, the Czech international, has made more appearances this year than any other defender for Milan. O'Shea to Carrick, room for the cross. Ryan Giggs to retrieve. Facing Gattuso. And Gattuso's pressure forced the errant pass from Giggs. Milan can relieve the pressure. Kaká. More silky touches from the Brazilian wonder kid. Can't really call him a kid anymore, he's 25, but it's been a superstar for some time already.
Yeah, there revs up the crowd again. You see he wants them back supporting him. And there was Paul Scholes who was right on him there. We'll see if that was just from the flow of play or if there's something deliberate about that marking outcome.
Well, Cafu amongst those warming up for Milan. Player has never won a Champions League winners' medal. As with Roma last time Milan won it. It was in that all-Italian final in 2003 against Juventus.
Does that mean that Otto is beginning to struggle a bit?
Seedorf's Cross headed away by Vidic. But what will the Milan approach be in this second half, Seamus? They have a 2-goal cushion. They know United need to. How forcefully will they push for a third, I wonder?
Well, there's a bad giveaway by Pirlo. Yeah, well, they have been certainly playing up the field. They're not withdrawing and setting the line of defense in their own third as they did away last time.
O'Shea should be Didas, and is.
Listen to those cheers. Those are cheers of relief. There's no question. They're not cheers of anything other than just relief.
Well, he has had his moments this season, hasn't he? As we look at the Milan bench, including backup goalkeeper, the Australian international Zeljko Kalac.
Serginho in your picture there too. We saw Cafu a minute ago. So they're just limbering up. There's nothing, no change forthcoming.
Well, it was easy work for Nesta just to step up decisively, break up the Manchester United attack and try and start one for Milan.
Well, applause again from the crowd. He found himself up there and kept on playing, Nesta did, and put it out eventually, but attempted something creative.
The Manchester United bench, including Alan Smith, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, who had that winner in the final in 1999. Louis Saha also available, so certainly weapons. Should Sir Alex Ferguson decide that the starting 11 are not going to get it done. United, let me remind you, were 2 goals down back in 1999 in Turin against Juventus and came back to win 3-2. Goals from Keane, York and Cole did the trick that night. Difference was they came back to 2-2 before half-time in that one and got a late winner.
Yeah, but look at the pressure that's being put on by Milan here. Lots of early pressure and then quickly withdrawing into the middle of the park, not into their penalty area or even into the final third. And, you know, thinking of some of the tackles that we'll start to see flying, there are 3 players on the United side on the yellow card danger area. Inza, Ronaldo and Scholes. I think they had a yellow card tonight. They missed the final. And for Milan, there is nobody, 0, in trouble.
Good look at Massimo Ambrosini, who scored a vital semi-final goal for Milan 2 years ago, the one that ultimately beat PSV.
Well, Rooney won that ball. It was played onto him. He tried to keep it going with a flick onto Giggs. But that's not what you want Rooney doing. You want Rooney doing what he did in about the 35th minute when he steamed in a goal, saw space and let fly with a shot. It drew a save out of it. Ronaldo is it's just not Ronaldo's night. Gives it away.
Now Kaká has the beating of his man. Turns inside. Kaká! Saved by Van der Sar.
Oh, Vidic is not fit. I'm sorry. I think Sir Alex has made a big mistake here. Vidic cannot keep up with Kaká. Maybe he couldn't keep up with him if he's 100% fit, but he's certainly not match fit. He cannot stay with him. Kaká knows it and is delighted in taking him on. And that's a huge save by Van der Sar in the 53rd minute.
Now Ronaldo upended and appealing for a decision. It looked as though Frank de Bleeker was trying to play some advantage. There'll be none given here because Kaká has been flattened in the centre circle. But he might well have put the game beyond United's reach just seconds ago.
Oh, look at him. There's the pace. Vidic is in deep trouble. He cuts inside him easily, sets up the shot. Had plenty of time to pick out the far corner. But he just shredded the defence. Again, it was a bad turnover. Calls are not going United's way at the moment, obviously.
With another super show as the flag has gone up against Inzaghi, but
no,
play on.
Surely not. Inzaghi offside?
Well, didn't Sir Alex Ferguson once claim that Inzaghi had been born offside?
It's a good line. Oh, this is dangerous.
Now Ronaldo, chance to shine here. Some very half-hearted appeals for handball as the shot was charged out. Ronaldo's trying to do it on his own at the moment. Milan working as a unit again. Seydorf's back heel just eluding Kaká.
They're trying to be a little bit too cute there in tight space. They had other options. They could kill this game off with a third, because United have to commit players forward. That's going to open it up more and more.
Now Rooney combining with Giggs. There's time to set his sights. Back to Rooney. That was better from Manchester United.
You see who tracked Rooney all the way in, though? It was Pirlo.
And now Scholes not allowing Pirlo to settle on the ball. And as a result, he wins a free kick.
Yeah, well, Pirlo gets yelled at by his teammates, as well he should do, because he tried to dribble his way out of danger, which is a terrible mistake. Again, you talk about Division 3 thinking, that's what that was. Do not take on players in your own third, obviously. And Ambrosini then committed the foul. There's the foul committed by Gattuso. So, but he said, I had to do it.
Well, if ever Manchester United needed a piece of inspiration from Cristiano Ronaldo, this is it. It's Ronaldo who steps up. Off the wall, and have to settle for the corner. Milan fans are perhaps just a little nervous. It's around this time of the game in Old Trafford that United got their equaliser.
It was about a 59th, wasn't it? A 59th,
yep.
60th minute, yep.
Corner, an outswinger to Dida. Biggest cheer of the night, really.
The crowd, they just, I mean, because he was pilloried so much last week for the mistakes, and there were mistakes, no question, the crowd has decided to really get behind him now.
Well, Dida has been culpable in the Champions League this season. Could argue he cost them both goals in the home leg in the quarter-final against Bayern Munich. Certainly responsible for 2 goals at Old Trafford. But in truth, hasn't had a serious save to make yet through 56+ minutes.
One shot, perhaps, was the one he had to go down and smother, and it popped out in front of him, and that's been about it. But Rooney has had only 1 shot, and Ronaldo said, I think they've had a shot apiece. That's been about it. And Ronaldo has, I think, leads the group in 16 misses from shots, which is the most in the competition. But that's okay. He scores a lot too.
I'm glad you're enjoying our coverage here on ESPN of the Champions League semi-final second leg. Adrian Healy and Seamus Malin delighted to be able to bring you all the action. Remember, Liverpool awaiting in the final in Athens on May the 23rd. Will it be an all-English affair, Liverpool against Manchester United, or, as looks more likely given the current scenario, a rematch of the Istanbul final 2 years ago, Liverpool against Milan? United trying to ensure that doesn't happen. Ronaldo. Oh, he's upended. This will be a free kick in a potent position.
It's good passing by United to get up to this point, though. It was really a good piece of work. I'm not quite sure what Gattuso thinks is okay about that piece of play, as he clearly barreled into Ronaldo. And that was intemperate on Gattuso's part, because it sets up the set piece. And there, you give free kicks away at the outside of your area to your own peril, really, at this level of competition. And here's Kaká trying to calm down Gattuso. Good luck on that challenge.
United craving a lifeline. Could this be it? Dida has to construct his wall very carefully. He wants 5. There's going to be some United presence as well. Will it be Cristiano Ronaldo once again? It certainly looks that way. Same end result, right into the wall. Ronaldo on the follow-up, rather rushed it. And the chance ebbs away.
Well, he's got the thumped ball into the wall down right now, but Ronaldo can do better than that. And Gattuso is off the hook a little bit for his decision to foul Ronaldo. So we're almost an hour into the game now.
And Pippo Inzaghi's offside.
Yes, indeed.
The master poacher hasn't been called upon tonight.
You know, we joke about his being offside, but one has to say that he also scored goals from being just barely onside, just hanging on the shoulder. He's got that down to a fine art. That's good work from Rooney.
Milan have started to concede the possession of the ball rather sloppily deep in their own half. United haven't turned it into an end product yet, but Sir Alex Ferguson wondering if a trend is going to continue. His European successes have followed a pattern, Seamus. Call it the 8-year European itch. 83, 91, 99, 2007.
Nice theory. At the moment it's looking a little shaky, though it is quite an interesting numerological phenomenon, isn't it? The 8-year piece for him. Yep. But they're going for 3 titles as well, of course. And Rooney said in an interview just a couple of days ago that for him the Premiership is the one that matters the most, because he grew up with the Premiership. So it would be great to be at the cup final, great to be at this final. But for him, the most important thing is the Premiership. You know, in fact, that may be the only thing they win. I mean, Chelsea at the moment are looking down and dusted in the Premiership, and they'll face them in the cup final. So that's a one-off. So who knows what happens? But
in theory, the treble is still alive.
Yep.
Replicating the exploits of 8 years ago, 1999. But Champions League futures looking in real peril here. Do you sense that Milan have just perhaps slacked off a little in the second half yet, taking their foot off the gas?
I don't think so quite yet, although that was a strange ball from Gattuso back to the goalkeeper, who really made a bit of a mess of getting to no urgency. But here's United with numbers up now.
Oh, poor header from Otto. Retrieved by Scholes. United pressing. Now Fletcher. Keeps it on the ground. Carrick is the outlet, but he loses out to Ambrosini, who's not missed a tackle all night long. Michael Carrick not providing the sort of leadership, but perhaps United were hoping for, as Inzaghi sprung the offside trap on that occasion.
Well, there he did get the shoulder, leaning on the shoulder of the player right now. Here's Rooney.
Rooney with Fletcher available. Oh, Darren Fletcher with the chance of the night for Manchester United, and he's pushed it wide.
Well, is it defend and counter-attack? The hour has passed. That's not a great shot from Fletcher. He was distracted by Jankulovski closing on him, no question about that. But he really just gets the outside of it. He lunges at it, doesn't make the kind of connection that's necessary. But that was good, unselfish play by Rooney. He could have been easily tempted there to go for goal. 9-9 on shots. But the finishing from the home side has been lethal on 2 occasions.
Slowly but surely, you feel United are getting a foothold in the game here, but they need a goal. They have to turn chances into goals. Heinze, his service, seeking out Fletcher again. Fletcher perhaps not the player they wanted on the end of that last chance. He's never scored in the Champions League.
Stuff from Kaladze. They're clearing that header the way you should clear it, high and wide. Yeah, they're committing players forward, and you know, it's a little bit creeping in now to Milan's game is the withdrawal and putting the bodies in the box. I think it's a dangerous tactic.
Giggs near post service. Rooney on the turn. Oh, that was so sharp from Wayne Rooney. This ball through the 6-yard box and out the other side. Ronaldo. Rooney going up and appealing that he was impeded in doing so.
I think he has a case. See, now it's this is the part of the play that I've said in the past. Milan gets punished by, and Italian teams get punished by if they go into it. Seedorf is not buying it. See, he's pushing up there. Yep. Seedorf's not buying it, and he's trying to get other people to come up with him. But there is that awful feeling that comes with going back. Now, is there a push in the back here? Oh, you know, he's very lucky to get away with that. Otto was.
Otto certainly had no hope of getting the ball, did he? He was trying to get through Wayne Rooney rather than around him. Well,
yeah, no, it's a judgment, obviously.
Now here's the United service again. Kaladze's header away. Milan firmly on the back foot at the moment. United looking to get some reward.
Such a cool, calm customer. Nesta clearing out there. But they do not have the possession dominance anymore. They're giving it away way too easily. And United have come back into the game through their own efforts, no question, but also because of the way that the home side is now playing. Ronaldo drifting more and more into a central position, because if he gets the ball in a central position, he can beat people there. He can draw fouls, he can maybe even draw a penalty, and he can shoot with verve and accuracy.
Manchester United have 25 minutes remaining to salvage their Champions League season. To do so, they need 2 goals. It's going to be an attacking substitution, it appears, for AC Milan first, because Alberto Gilardino is standing by. And a straight switch, the front runner in this Christmas tree formation. 4-3-2-1. Well, the 1 will now be Gilardino rather than Inzaghi.
I'm really at a bit of a loss here. I don't quite know. I mean, Inzaghi's not done anything particularly that you would say justifies he's been taken out. He hasn't really contributed much. But the way they're playing at the moment, the person who plays up in that position could not be expected to do very much. Now, Gilardino played alone himself so much of the first match. He may get the chance to do that again if they go into one striker and try to defend his lead.
Gilardino involved immediately in the United penalty area. Jankulovski's cross flicked up and into the arms of Van der Sar, who shows some urgency in trying to prompt United forward. But Wayne Rooney was caught offside. Let's go back to how the goals were scored here in the first half. At Milan's first 11 minutes in, Seedorf, the architect, Kaká was the destroyer.
Yep, very poor defending all around by United, and even worse in this one. Terrible defensive header by Brown, and Seedorf survives the first challenge and buries it in the corner. 2 wonderful shots into the bottom quarter by Kaká and Seedorf, but very dodgy defensive play deep in midfield by United, and then in their own penalty area for both those goals.
And those are the sort of shots which just haven't come United's way at all tonight. Efforts from the edge of the area. Now Kaká, revelling in his role as chief schemer for Milan. Pirlo, rather ponderous in possession, but it broke kindly for Nesta. Here is Kaká, thought of by many as the best player in the world. Of course, that's always a subject that provokes much debate.
It does, yeah. There was a lot of discussion about that after the game at Old Trafford when he was so dominant. Could have had a hat-trick.
Alberto Gilardino has a welcome to the game tackle from Nemanja Vidic.
He plays with his back to goal very well, doesn't he? I don't know if there's much of a foul there at all. He really went over the legs of Vidic after Vidic went by his side.
Some sloppy play in midfield by Seedorf. Ronaldo, though, again, worked up a head of steam, but he couldn't see through the fog. Rooney.
Oh, Scholes' run wasn't rewarded.
Now Carrick for Manchester United. His shot is blocked. United not finding a clear path to goal through the morass of Milan defenders. They've got their blocks in. Kaká makes it all look so easy, doesn't he? It's anything but. Pirlo, who's really the same sort of player, but from a much more deep-lying position.
Look at Jankelowski. He had to come back from an attacking position at left back.
Now space for Kaká. If Seedorf can find him, this could finish it here. Kaká! Well, it's deflected. And it's going to be a Milan corner.
Well, that's what happens out of good midfield possession. It was nice and tidy on the far side under pressure, then a quick switch to the left side. That opens up all the space in which to play. Well, that was good defending by Vidic. He read Kaká very well there. Kaká makes to go to his right and then off to his left, and Vidic is ready for him.
Now Gattuso and Seedorf after the corner was worked short. Milan in no real hurry to force the issue, but Seedorf might be able to do so here. Clever cut back from him, and Gilardino was the intended target. Vidic concedes another corner.
Strange football that was. It was like 1950s football. It was just walking pace stuff. Nobody coming out to challenge, all concerned about a rash challenge that would open up space for a killer third goal.
Seedorf again electing to work it short. Second time in a row he's done that. Far post delivery this time. Of course, a third Milan goal doesn't ultimately change the equation by much, because United need two no matter what. If Milan did get a third and United found a way to get two back, then we'll be looking at extra time again.
That was a good piece of work by Kaká defensively against John O'Shea. Doesn't really have the skill to get on his own. Look at Nesta, just slowing him down, doesn't overcommit.
Now Rooney attempting to shield the ball away, but he was just hopelessly outnumbered there. Milan midfielders swarming around Wayne Rooney. Scholes picks up the pieces. Rooney outside to Ainsley, now Ronaldo. It's all very tight quarters though, Milan able to get their challenges in. Rooney persisting. Play on, and Ronaldo! Well, Rooney was waiting for the free kick. I think most Milan defenders were too. Ronaldo wasn't.
It's Gilardino. Gilardino coming back to put the challenge in. It did run for Ronaldo to shoot, and he was way off target. Well, maybe Gilardino is on because he's a better defender than Inzaghi. He's a fresh body. He's somebody that he can play with his back to goal a little bit better than Inzaghi can, if you're going to hit long balls to him. Well, right now Milan are just looking to take the air out of the ball and kill the game off as readily as possible. United have to go hunt in packs, win it, get it to the other end, and get a break or two, which have not come their way at all.
If anything, it's been the Rossoneri hunting in packs in midfield. They have made life very awkward indeed for the likes of Scholes and Fletcher and Carrick. But it's Scholes now. Still time for Manchester United to construct a great escape. Giggs, that came off of Massimo Oddo. It will be a United corner. The United weaponry will include Wes Brown, Nemanja Vidic, who's scored from corners already this season. In it comes, it's flicked on. Milan able to snap the door shut though, but they've gifted possession right back. Ainsley had stayed forward. Almighty desperate scramble for possession, which Scholes just wins. Oh, and then he's caught.
Should be a card, I would think, finally, yep.
Massimo Ambrosini with the scything challenge on Scholes. Can have no complaints.
No, and he's not in trouble on yellows, and he's banging his head for lines of feeling that it was a stupid piece of play, which it was, really.
Now Kaká pushing on. Vidic shadowing his every move. Managed to keep it in somehow. Found Gilardino. Well, nothing almost turned into something there.
Now look at where they're playing, though. Milan are just playing up the park now. They look like they're retreating, but they're not really. They're picking their places when they look like they might retreat. Well, look at all these players in the middle of the park. They need some help here because of a player who's injured. Is it Gattuso again? Yep.
I should take this chance to tell you that if you want to chat about the Champions League, this game, the other semi-final, the final in general, my good colleague Derek Ray will be fielding your questions and comments soon after the final whistle online at espnsoccernet.com. Look for the web chat link and get your thoughts, comments and questions into Derek. And it should be a good one. Quarter of an hour to go here, with Milan edging closer to yet another Champions League final appearance.
Ain't so unhappy there. You can see him yelling at Gattuso that Gattuso was faking injury, but we have a 2-0, 15 minutes to go before time added.
Now don't forget the UEFA Cup, Europe's other big club competition. For those of you watching around the world, you'll be able to see coverage of both semi-finals tomorrow or Friday, depending on where you're watching. Werder Bremen against Espanyol will be one of those, and Werder Bremen have a mountain to climb for a comeback.
Sure do. They're having a great run in the Bundesliga, where they're in second place. Or is it third? No, I think they're in second. And they are down 3-0 from the first leg against Espanyol. But Espanyol have a habit of squandering 3-0 leads. They lost a cup final in '88 when they were up 3-0 in a two-legged final, a Cup Winners' Cup. And they had a 3-0 lead against Benfica, which dropped to 3-2 before they squeaked it out. So this is the one sub that we talked about at halftime that might inject some additional life up front, and it is indeed Luis Saha for John O'Shea.
And Saha involved immediately. He's been strongly linked with a summer move away from United. Lyon apparently very interested in acquiring his services. Lyon, French side, who were victims of Italian opposition. They fell to Roma in the first knockout round this season. United going out to Italian opposition as well. You have 13 minutes to change that eventuality.
Well, the spirit of 99 indicates you can do it in 2 minutes. 90th and 93rd.
Easy cutout for Jankulovski. Ambrosini, and it's wide open here for Gilardino. This could finish it. Alberto Gilardino!
What a brilliant coach, huh? Great coach. Bring on Gilardino, he'll get you the killer goal. What a wonderful piece of finishing by Gilardino. He's got a lot of running to do. He knows he's wide open, nobody closing on him, but he's got to keep an eye on the keeper, see what he gives him. He gives him just the corner, and that's where he puts it. Great stuff by Gilardino. And it is a rematch of 2005, Liverpool and Milan in Athens.
Alberto Gilardino, a player for whom goals in the Champions League have been rare to say the least. And it's just the second of his career, but it's surely has put paid to any hopes Manchester United still harboured. It doesn't ultimately change their equation. They still need 2 goals, United, but now it's to force extra time rather than to win the tie.
Right, it seems odd, doesn't it? It's 3-0. It's now 5-3 on aggregate. So United need to get 2 goals to make it 5-5, but because each match would have been 3-2 at home and 3-2 away, so there's no edge on away goals. You'd have to go to 30 minutes of extra play, which is what we saw yesterday. And please spare us that. After yesterday, frankly, the most joyful sound I heard yesterday was the final whistle. Despite the crowd at Anfield, that was a shocking game, but I don't think it's likely to happen. It seems if we thought that Milan were traumatized by giving a 3-goal lead away in the final 2 years ago, imagine what it would be like giving it away with 10 minutes to go and Athens in their sights. Dida is helping out with some dodgy kicking, isn't he?
Well, the shaky moments Milan have exhibited defensively have not cost them in the second half. Conversely, United's bad moments at the back have cost them.
Yeah, well, you know, the soft centre for United obviously has been the worrisome thing from the kickoff, given the people that had to play there are not fit Vidic. And the counter-attack was right down the middle, where they had pushed up, to be fair, to try to keep the pressure going. Kaká now is the one who has the cramp here.
Kaká has saved his very best for the biggest stage this season.
Sure has.
More goals in the Champions League than in Serie A.
Well, there's a great... This guy's unbelievable, huh? Wouldn't you want this guy on your team? I have a favorite team I like to pick. Teammates I'd like to have is one criterion. The other is teammates is people I hate to play against.
Right.
Okay, that's one right there.
And Gattuso has a big fan in Sir Alex Ferguson, who tried to sign him before for Manchester United.
Yeah, well, you know, and the truth is about United is that Roy Keane still has not been replaced. I mean, that's just the emphasis on his role in that team, what he brought to that team, and the way he played, and his skill, and his vision, and his leadership is just simply nowhere to be found at the moment. They've done a wonderful job in the Premiership. It's stunning what they've done in the Premiership, really. Only 4 losses this year. Tons of goals. They're an attacking side. Chelsea and Liverpool are the sides that defend, and Nick wins. United are the ones that go out and win them with goals galore. But again, European sides, that's tougher. Now, can they get a goal here and create some fun in the last few minutes? Yes.
Rooney's service. Oh, what a chance for Giggs. Well, that's rather symptomatic of how the night has gone. And there's a flare-up now between Gattuso and Scholes. Tempers boiling over at the tail end of that move, which saw Giggs fire his shot well wide. Looks as though Gattuso's name will be taken.
Well, the only thing Gattuso's got to worry about now is a second yellow in the last 8 minutes. He's quite capable of getting it. They need him on the park. And that's why his teammates are telling him to chill.
The snarling dog, as he's known, Rino Gattuso.
Wow, that's graphic display from Gattuso is not going to endear him to the family audience, but I'm not sure what it's all about either.
Well, it's been an X-rated display by Manchester United defensively for a lot of this night. Now it could start to get out of hand as the frustration bubbles to the surface. Ronaldo, maybe that was payback.
It was frustration, and he misses the final.
In theory.
He was dispossessed neatly and cleanly by Clarence Seedorf, and he comes barreling through to get at Seedorf, and off he goes. I mean, into the book he goes.
Well, Gattuso is being removed, and
That's a good
reason.
Yep.
He receives a hero's ovation as he leaves. There's a word for every player on his way out as well. And a little more than a word.
What does the word primal scream mean to you? It's anything coming out of the mouth of Gattuso.
So Cafu, his Brazilian replacement, hoping at the age of 37 to get his first look at a Champions League winners' medal. Looks like he'll have that opportunity.
Well, I was pretty sure, frankly, Milan were going to win this game. I didn't think it was going to be 3-0, and it may not be 3-0. If United can get a little bit of pride here and pick one up, who knows, maybe even two. But the way they're playing at the moment, and the spirit of this Milan side, it seems asking an awful lot.
Now they need something special from Ronaldo and company. Carrick's service just eludes Luis Saha. A moment of nervousness at the back. A United goal here would certainly set up a nail-biting finale.
Cafu's first touch, and it was a bit of a messed clearance kick on his part.
Brown's pass easily picked off by Kaká. What skill from Seedorf.
And Fletcher with the... Was it West Brown? I guess it was West Brown with the tackle coming in there. More time wasting here for the substitution. That's all this is about.
And it's going to be Giuseppe Favali who comes on for Kaká. Next time we'll be seeing Kaká, who in all likelihood be in Athens as he tries to dismantle the Liverpool defence. He's certainly played a huge role over the two legs in taking apart Manchester United. 2 goals at Old Trafford, another here. And the feel-good factor for Favali just coming on.
Well, defender also, you know, you just will add another defender back there just for some insurance.
Favali, who spent 12 years with Lazio. Joined on a free transfer from city rivals Inter.
Just a bit. There's just more skill. I mean, the bottom line is there is more skill in this home side 11 than there is in the United team. Even though there are some very fine footballers, it's not the same level. And there's better technical ability, frankly, in the Milan side, and the fighting qualities and the great spirit of this side has not been enough. It really wasn't in evidence, really, in the first half either.
Now then, hope springing eternal here as it falls for Ryan Giggs. And queuing up in the middle, awaiting a service from Giggs, which never arrived. Trying to jink his way around Ambrosini. Scholes. Chance to work again. And that's gobbled up easily by Nesta. United's high-octane approach of the English Premiership has fallen short on the European stage. You already mentioned all their away defeats this season. This will be their 4th.
Well, that's the last straw, isn't it? That Dida has been flawless in crosses. 1 good punch clear when the foul had been given anyhow, and 3 fine catches. Wasn't the most difficult of balls, but given the kind of reception he was given last week in the media here, that's a great vindication for him. His kicking could still put them in trouble even with a minute left.
The body language suggesting United know the game is up. We're talking of the United's travails, Seamus, but for Milan, what a year it's been following their summer of discontent. Their role in the Calciopoli trial, the 8-point deduction they ultimately ended up with. There was a time where look like they might not even be in this competition.
Well, and there are a lot of people who still feel strongly that this is a travesty, that they shouldn't be here at all. The purists who feel that way, and the people who feel that the decisions from the Italian Federation have protected them in ways that were inappropriate. But given that said, they have just gone from strength to strength as a side, and I would say they are favourites to win this thing. And they certainly have. You talk about a team going into a cup final with incentive. I mean, you don't need to have any coaching speeches on this one. Just putting the red shirts of Liverpool out there will be enough to get Milan going.
Yeah, they referred to it as a 1 in 1,000 events. They're losing of a 3-0 lead in Istanbul against Liverpool. Well, they will have the chance to put right those wrongs after this demolition, really, of Manchester United. And I don't think it's being too strong calling it that, Seamus.
From the get-go, there was really one team with a sense of being in sync on purpose, and that was Milan. United never looked, I wouldn't say that they had the appetite for the game, because surely they had the appetite for it, but they never looked like they were going to do anything constructive to force with the kind of quality that was across the middle of the park for Milan. And Milan avoided the pitfall of last match, except for about a 5 or 10 minute period there where finally Siro started screaming at them and getting to start pressing upfield again. And once they did that, they were back in control all over again and got the third goal.
Darren Fletcher. Service picked off by Dida. As United start to contemplate life chasing merely a double rather than a treble. They'll have to settle for honours in the English game alone. The Premiership and the FA Cup still up for grabs.
That's right, and the team that stops them from getting the double will be Chelsea, a team going for its own double, having won the Carling Cup. And of course we don't want to count the Premiership as being over and done, but it's pretty close to that.
Now Seedorf. To Cafu. Is it to be one more strike for Milan? Edwin van der Sar putting pay to that. Paul Scholes, who missed out in '99, thanks to a booking in that semi-final against Juventus. Well, he's going to miss out again, but for a very different reason. What a huge goal that could be for the psyche and confidence of Alberto Gilardino as well.
Yeah, it was a terrific goal, and you know, he came in at a wonderful time for him. Obviously, United about to push forward. They had to. It's got to open up the place for him. It doesn't have to be just up there as a target player soldiering alone. Plenty of place to just play in. But defensively, you'd have to say Milan have not really put a foot wrong, Adrian, have they? They've really not done anything that would have put themselves in trouble. And tactically, with a few minutes of a wobble, they got it right. Gattuso and Ancelotti, what a combo that is.
Well, it was a journey for Milan that started all the way back in early August, where they had to play Red Star Belgrade in a third-round qualifier just to get into the group stages. And it's a journey that's going to end on May the 23rd in Athens against the old foe, Liverpool. That does it. Milan are in another Champions League semi-final. Manchester United again left to wonder about what might have been.
Well, there can be no question about who the best team were. No question the better team was Milan. I thought they showed the quality in the first game to win this tie. They went off the boil in the first game, really sort of threw it away, but I always thought they had the quality to come here and take care of business, and they did it in great style. United really, dare I say it, outclassed on this particular occasion, and hurting from weaknesses in the back in particular.
And look who's in the middle of the celebration, Seamus. Paolo Maldini, not able to play any part tonight, but he'll have a chance of appearing in the 8th final of his career. Astonishing. Some forlorn figures amongst the 4,500 United fans who made the trip from Manchester.
Well, this is a bitter, bitter disappointment. This is the championship that Sir Alex and a bunch of others really want to get back. So the 8-year itch doesn't really work out this time around. And but I think they'll be most disappointed, not by being eliminated, but by the really impoverished quality of their display here. They were seen off really well and proper, and really were not the kind of Manchester United that we have seen from time to time rise the occasion at Old Trafford. But you've got to do it away from home too. You can't just rely on your own park. And away from home they struggled, and this time they simply were never in it.
It'll be a relatively short trip across the Adriatic Sea that separates Italy from Greece. Milan will be on their way to Athens on May the 23rd, where Liverpool will await once again. AC Milan taking apart Manchester United. They win 3-0 on the night, 5-3 on aggregates. We'll be right back.